So thank you everyone for coming, select board members and our own board of trustees and town people and LCA TV. It's all awesome. We're just going to do a quick tour of the library in case you aren't familiar with it, and I will try to move as little as possible. So right now you're in our main entryway, which is for adult services. We have Josh Hughes over here, who's one of our adult service staff people. We have our magazines, which are behind you, our new books, all of our adult collection. Over on this side are our computers, which get the most use mostly for people looking for jobs. We do a lot of helping people look for jobs, resumes. We deal mostly with people on the lower end of the tech spectrum, but we're working now to kind of bring in the other end, the people who are super savvy, to try to get some of their knowledge and give them a place where they can meet. If you look behind us over there in the Burnham room, which was our original building, we have yoga going on right now. I wouldn't get too close to the window, they probably wouldn't appreciate you leering at them. But we have a nice regular yoga class that comes in as one of our adult programs. It's been going on for a couple years now, right?
Before I met.
Yeah, so since I've been here, we're trying to build adult programming, but that's one of the ones that is staying. We had one adult book discussion group when I came. We now have one adult library-led book discussion group. We now have 3, in addition to 2 community book discussion groups that meet here as well. Hopefully when you guys came in, you saw the front garden. We had volunteers to help rip out all the vinca and the new ones planted. And so that will be nice and beautiful. And we have a young patron walking in. Come on. Come on. You can walk in. Come on, it's fine. Don't worry. And so we'll start heading downstairs where you guys can see the painting and new carpeting renovations that we've done. I'll explain a little bit about it there. And then we do have a light dinner refreshments for you guys. Did trustees have anything that they wanted to?
Hi, this is Josh.
I think that's fine. I'm just if you guys have any questions about what we're doing and what we should be doing,
One more box.
please speak up.
Does everyone know each other? Just making sure.
Do you want to do a quick round?
Just a quick
Good.
round.
Yeah, Leora.
Board of Trustees, Leora Black.
Carol Reichert, Board of Trustees.
Tom Mulcahy, Gilchester Select Board.
Yeah.
Betsy Ferry, a trustee.
Bob Hanneberger, trustee.
Jeff Wiley, Select Board.
Nadine Seebeck, Select Board.
Mark Landry, Select Board.
Aaron Devino, trustee.
Aaron Frank, Assistant Town Manager and CFO.
And Dawn, we introduced you.
I'm good.
Dawn. Yeah. That's the rest of our.
Could you introduce yourself again? I'm sorry, I missed you.
Marcia Devino.
Okay, so you can either take the elevator down or the stairs. I'm going to take the stairs.
You missed the mural if you take the elevator.
Yeah, you
Right.
missed the mural. So you have to take the stairs. So we'll come over this way.
I know you don't know that.
This is like if you can get a still shot of
Yeah,
those are okay. You can.
go ahead. So this is the mural?
Yes. Both sides of the wall.
Well, like I said, we did painting and carpeting down and stuff right back downstairs. We also got some new furniture. We did receive a nice donation in memory of Mrs. Flatos Savage, and so we're building a little reading nook over there that we'll show you when we go in to eat. We're still waiting for bookcases, but that's part of our Reading Buddies program where we have older kids helping new readers. They meet over the summer and work together to help with reading, and we're hoping to continue that into the school year. Normally we just do it during the summer, and also to open it up to adults, grandparents, stuff like that might be interested in helping children read. So you can see we did some of the renovations. We do have computers for the kids. We actually have 2 touch screens, which are great for the little kids because then they can actually go and it's much easier for them to get comfortable with computers. This is our service desk. This is Susan. She doesn't want to be on TV, I'm sure. if you, I'll try to stay stationary right now, but if you walk back that way, you can see one of our chalkboard walls, which is a huge hit for the kids. We have our youth section back there. We've gotten a little bit of extra furniture for them. We have our youth offices over here. We're just gearing up for the summer reading program, which you guys all have a brochure, and that's anything from birth through adult we do programming for. So last year we had like 350 kids, I believe, that participated and that actually registered and kept track of their reading. And reading during the summer is great at keeping kids at the reading level that they are when they leave school, because lots of times they'll drop down if they don't do a lot of activities like that over the summer. Another great thing about the library, which you see in all age groups, is that the library kind of levels the playing field. It doesn't matter what your income is, what your education is. We're here to serve everybody, and depending on if they need a lot of help or just a little help, we kind of make everybody, everything's available to all members of the community. So were there any questions? I provided you guys with our most basic statistics. We have free internet access, we do faxing, we do copying. A guy came in the other day and he's just like, you guys are better than Kinko's. We get compliments a lot. People are very happy, I think, with the services. And we take suggestions also all the time. And one of the things that we've started recently was our big screen movies, and we have a special license so that we can show certain movies to the public. We either do it upstairs in the Burnham Room or in the meeting house, depending on how big it is. We give away free popcorn. Our last movie had 80 people, so it's really well received. It's great because a lot of people have kids. They either don't have the money to go to the theater, or paying all that money with like a 3 or 4-year-old that's not going to sit through the whole film, isn't necessarily the way you want to spend your Saturday night. But they can come here on Fridays, and the kids can hop up and down, and if they have to leave early, it's not a big deal. So we've done 3 so far, and they've all been really popular.
Do you give information out at the schools, or how do you spread the word on that?
Those ones, we just put the flyers up today, and we already had 17 people registered.
What are you showing?
We're showing the Lego movie.
Lego is awesome.
But they do go out to, the youth services do go out to all the schools. Normally it's on our Facebook page. We're working on getting an online newsletter together that would go out to patrons who would opt into it. But basically it's people who come in the door. It's on Front Porch Forum. But yeah, no, you can come on in. But yeah, no, mostly word of mouth is big as far as youth programming, and they have a huge following. So, it's more doing legwork now to build up our adult programming. We've expanded it to the Bayside Activity Center. We did an Ukrainian egg decorating program there that was very well attended. We have a book club that meets there. So, yeah, we're working on it. Any other questions or?
Kelly, a lot of times when I come in, especially with this new little nook here, I see moms with babies and then little older children. It looks like it might be a regular group that meets.
We do have some groups. If you come over this way, sorry, you can see our little story pit, which is where we do story times, but we also do have groups of parents that just meet at the library on a regular basis. It's a nice place. It's centrally located. They don't have to clean up their house or anything like that to have people come.
Sign up.
And then, they might meet here and do stories and play, and then they'll go in the multipurpose room and, have lunch together or something like that. Anyone can use the multipurpose room, as long as it's not for profit. Anyone in the community, so we do have, we had the navigators, the Vermont Health Connect. We did tax prep, and it was about 170 people were helped get free tax help this year. So we have a woman who's been doing testing with some of her students who have special IEPs. They've been coming in here. The Intervale Food Hub does weekly deliveries. Their deliveries are done in there, and then people can just go in and pick them up. So there's a lot of traffic, a lot of different use. Yeah.
So how long has this carpet been here, and
About
how
30
long?
years.
So the carpet was 30 years old.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was very dirty. There were snags in it all over, like where if they weren't careful, the kids would trip and stuff like that on it. The walls hadn't been painted probably in 20 years. And so it just really needed to be done. And so sometimes it just takes someone new coming in to be like, oh wow, this really needs to be done. So.
And how did we contain costs in doing that project?
We used some of the women from the correctional facility came in and did the painting. That saved us about $7,000 in painting costs from the other bids that we got. We were able to use some of that money to hire professional movers so that we didn't have to move all of these books. And they were fabulous. They were like, come on in, it's fine. And they were in for like half a day and cleared one whole side of the room. When they were done, they came back for another half of a day. And then the carpeting, we bid out. We did go with tile this time so that when we have areas that get stained, we can remove those tiles, and replace new ones so that we can make the carpet last a little bit longer. So, and hopefully next year, I've been working with Brian and Robin from Public Works. We'll be able to do a similar project upstairs because that's equally as old.
You also use some grant money.
Yes,
the
some of the Freeman money.
Freeman grant money to pay for it.
So, yeah, we make sure. Libraries are known for making every dollar stretch. So, yeah, we definitely, it was very cost effective to have it done. Again, heard nothing but positive comments. It took a little bit longer than we had originally anticipated, and so we were worried that people might come down and be like, oh, it's just paint and carpet, but they're like, oh my gosh, this is fabulous, we love it, it's great. So, yeah, it's really nice.
Do we want to try the young adult?
Yeah, sure. So if you come down this way, this is our teen area in here. This is Giselle. She is our young adult services.
Nice to meet you. He sneaks right in the back.
I followed the veterans there,
The veterans.
That's
And
right.
so this space
How are you?
is just for the teens. They have their own books, music, movies, computers. So Giselle does a great job with programming. And we have a young adult advisory board that helps, with programming and planning and is active in doing community service. So it's a nice place for the kids to go. And it's a nice space. They have their own, little area so they don't have to deal with the little kids or anything like that. So.
And Giselle is an expert at young adult literature.
Yes, she is. She was just at the Vermont Library Association. She presented there. So we have excellent staff here. You can't find better.
And I see you brought in a little kid prop over here.
We did.
Yeah.
Need the human props there.
happy to be on camera.
That's right.
All the trimmings, right?
Tell us your life story. So how was college? Freshman, now he's a sophomore.
We'll go hide.
That's right. All right, I'll embarrass you later. Don't worry about it.
Other questions, comments, things you guys are interested in?
I think at one point in time you had equipment that people could use, a computer and a projector. Is that still available?
We do. We still have laptops. We still have data projectors. We have e-readers. We have online. You can go and download audiobooks or ebooks onto your own reader. Or we also get popular titles, download them onto our own e-readers. So if you're someone who either doesn't want to purchase an e-reader, isn't really certain, what kind they want to buy or whatever, they can borrow them. It's great for vacation. We have people who've come in, they borrowed one for one title, and then they end up reading like 10 of the titles on there. So, but yes, we do have a couple laptops and data projectors upstairs that if you need them, we can make them available. We're also working to do like a book club in a bag where there's 8 titles with discussion questions, because book clubs are very popular around here, and so you can just borrow the whole kit and caboodle. You don't have to try to order, multiple copies from different libraries. The state is working on doing a courier system for interlibrary loan, which would make it less expensive in the long run and much faster, and it's where a type of system that I came from, so I'm trying to kind of push them to the benefits of it. The patrons will love it, but it's something new, and so I have to figure out all the details of it.
Maybe one of the trustees could talk about the importance of volunteers, the Friends of the Library, the fundraising that you folks do.
Okay, hi. We have, in my opinion, the best friends group of any in the state. They do 3 fundraisers a year, 2 book sales, one in June coming up. Everybody, I hope, shows up to it and buys lots of books. And it's at the high school this year. And
What's the date, Bob, and the time frame?
The 27th through the 29th, Friday is the preview sale. It's for friends only. You can join the friends for $5. You have a friends membership thing in your packet. And then Saturday and Sunday. So.
and one in February, and in the fall they have a letter campaign where it's a fundraiser letter campaign where we send letters out saying please give us donations, and the book sales net about I'd say 8,000 a year, and the annual appeal nets anywhere between 10 and 20,000 a year. And I will say the appeal campaign, 100% of the money that's taken in is used for the library, period. There is no overhead. The postage and printing costs are paid for by the book sales and the trustees. We split the cost. So 100% of the money people donate go to the library. 20% of it goes into our foundation, for future use.
About $9,000 annually just is for programming.
That's correct.
That we get donated for.
I think the budget line in the town budget's about $1,000 for programming.
It was for this year, yes.
Yeah, and the rest of the programming is paid for by the Friends.
Yep.
Which is a lot of money. That's
Yep.
over 10,000 in programming,
Yeah.
paid for by donations. What else was I going to talk about?
Volunteers. And
The volunteers, yeah, the volunteers. The people that shelve the books. I think you've got somebody that does book repair also.
We do, we have someone that does
And
book
somebody
repair.
that picks up the
One of
book.
we have people that go to the book drops and pick them up, the several book drops every day, and bring them here. We have a former employee that comes in and helps us with inventory issues. The garden that was planted out front, we had a volunteer who's a landscape designer, Cheryl Alley, who developed the whole thing for us. And one of our book groups, the ladies, worked with me 4 or 5 times last summer, pulling up the vinca, and then they were here planting it. So we couldn't afford to pay for all that.
Volunteers do we have? Do you know offhand?
We usually have anywhere from 100 and 150 hours a month
A month, okay.
in volunteers. We have several students that come in, which depends on their schedule, because usually those are the kids that are also really active in sports and other activities. So they have a set schedule, and then usually once a month they tell us if they can't make certain ones. One of our kids is getting ready to go to college, so she's doing all of her college visits, and but we have a great group of volunteers that help us with the extra stuff that we wouldn't be able to do, that we don't have time to do. It's not professional library work, but it's stuff that needs to get done and that frees us up to do more stuff.
It is, and I want to emphasize that these are not professional librarians. These are people willing to do work like shelving books, that frees the staff up to do library work. There's liability issues, there's training issues, and volunteers. We couldn't run this library without volunteers. I think you'll agree.
There's also privacy issues.
Yeah,
too.
privacy issues, and
We're really big about making
so it's not like we can run the entire library on volunteers. That's not an option.
It's just like I said, it frees us up so that we can do other work, which is nice. Because otherwise we wouldn't be able to offer all the programming that we do.
So it's about 6. We can talk more over some snacks, perhaps.
Yes.
Please, there's
Please.
lots of
More than
food.
snacks.
Please, eat.
All right.
So you guys can follow.